Now this video is going to piss some people off, but you guys need to hear it because I spent 14 years of my life being an employee, and I was a big fan of tax the rich, tax the owners of these companies, give me free education, give me free health care. Complete opposite of everything that, the founding fathers of this country came about. They came over to America to be free of government intervention. They wanted to be able to come over here, build a business, not have the government interfere with everything that they did. These were rugged individuals that created their own path of life, and they didn't need to have all this government intervention to subsidize their life. Well, now I had the chance, and many of you may or may not know, I graduated with a tax accounting degree. So I follow tax law very, very, very closely. So I had a chance to pick apart Biden's tax plan. And I want you guys to realize, for everybody out there, whether you're a self-employed business owner or you work for a business, let's call it a small business, less than 500 employees. This is what you're going to actually do. This is what this tax plan will do. You're going to vote yourself into unemployment, and I'm going to show you why. So right now, this is what a tax plan currently looks like. Corporate tax is 21%, okay? That's what the business gets taxed on any income. Then the owner that wants to pay himself or pull any money out of that business after already paying 21% pays another 20%. For a total tax rate of 41% of their income, okay? So almost half their income. And this is the cheap way to do it, right? To pull it out in that manner. I won't even get into the other way about it. Now, so that means somebody that makes $1 million of their business. So they, obviously, especially as a small business owner, they're taking huge risks. They're paying 6.2% of every dollar they pay an employee in Social Security taxes, workman's comp, all these things and all these risks that they're taking and sleepless nights and all that. And let's say at the end of the year, the business makes $1 million, right? Well, business makes $1 million, 21% taxes. Right now, as it sits, they're writing a check for $210,000. Now let's say that owner, working all year, he had a good year, he wants to pay him take 600 grand as a distribution from his business. He's paying another $120,000 directly to the IRS on that. So of that $1 million, IRS is getting $330,000 to the Fed. This is just the IRS. I'm not even bringing in the state, just the IRS here, right? So write a check for $330,000, which sounds crazy to you, but that's what it is right now. And yeah, it is, but you know what? As a business owner, you can still, it's better than what it has been in the past. And what do we do with those additional funds as a business owner? We grow. Like my business, Modern Lending, I've tripled in size within a year. I'm constantly growing. I'm not putting a ton of money, but I'm growing, I'm hiring. And I'm using it to expand my productivity, and I'm creating jobs with that money, okay? Now, what Biden's tax plan does, the whole taxing the rich scheme, let me tell you guys a little fact. The top 1% right now pays 38% of all of the income taxes paid to the United States government. So top 1% of people's incomes pay 38% of the taxes, okay? The other 99%, okay, they pay the other 62%. And of the top 10% of wage earners in America, they pay 70% of the entire income tax for the entire United States. So they're already paying a lot. Now Biden's tax plan, you know what? Let's tax the rich. Well, let me show you how well that's going to do for you. So he proposes a 28% corporate tax. So going instead of 21%, 28%. Then any owner that wants to pull his dividends or wants to pay himself, it's going up to 39.6%. Okay? That means that individual is paying 68% of his income to the government. The business, he doesn't own that business. You know who owns that business? The government. Because if I have a partner that takes 68% of my income from my business, he owns my business. He's getting the vast majority of the profits, by far. He's already getting a big chunk here. So you're talking now on that $1 million of, let's say that business made, first check, $280,000 right off the top for the corporate tax. Now that business owner wants to pull that same $600,000, let's say, and I'm using big numbers, but let's just call it a realistic business, right? $600,000 he wants to pay himself for the entire year. He didn't take a salary all year, pays himself 600 grand. He's writing another check for $240,000 to the IRS. So he's paying $520,000 in taxes to the federal government, okay, on that. What's that difference? That's $190,000 more in taxes. You know what's going to happen? He's not going to hire more people. He's not. He can't get rid of his rent. He can't. It's a fixed cost on it. He doesn't have money to grow and expand. So when all these people are voting, oh, let's raise corporate taxes, you realize you're putting your own job at risk, right? You realize that. You are basically asking for pay cuts because you are taking money directly out of the owners of these small businesses' pockets and giving it to the federal government so it could subsidize other programs that aren't going to go into your pocket. So I really challenge people when they sit there and they need to understand that concept, that it is not like, as a small business owner, we're out there, I'm not buying a $300 million yacht cruising around. No. What am I doing? I'm taking the money that I'm making and I'm reinvesting it in my local economy and hiring people and helping them create wealth. Because if a business is paying $190,000 more in taxes, that's probably 3 to 4 employees' salaries that he can no longer hire. Okay? You do that every year and you do that math. Now, yeah, people say, oh, we're not talking about top 500 companies in the world, okay, that have these tax loopholes. We're talking about small businesses that earn revenues between $500,000 and $10 million of revenue a year, who employ a lot of people. And that tax plan, you're voting yourself into unemployment. So if it gets passed and you get terminated, don't blame me.